everybody and welcome to 2B. Today we're going to be looking at Series 10 of Doctor Who and we're going to be talking about the 13th Doctor. But before all that, roll titles. And first of all, we're going to talk about the 13th Doctor. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, oh, what's this 13th Doctor? I've heard on the news so much. People are bitching about it, saying, oh, it's a terrible idea. Look, I'm a feminist. I believe that this is probably the best I'm also skeptical and a little bit inspired at the same time, where I'm saying, what happens if this goes wrong, like the Class era? There's still no noise about there being a new second series. I want there to be a second series. This was a dark term, but we shouldn't talk about that because we're here to talk about the 13th Doctor. I want this to go well because the Doctor hasn't had much change over the years. They have the Daleks, which Stephen Moffat did. He did do a brilliant job changing the Daleks. He changed them to make them more scary, more bigger. I have them here on my shelf, but you can't see them. They're called the Paradigm Daleks. They were 10 times bigger than a normal Dalek. And they had the mutant, it looked like it was in the eye stalk, and that was freaky, because they weren't looking up at the Doctor anymore, they were looking down at him, because that's how big they were. And they had different colours. They were like orange, yellow. There was a purple one, I remember. There was a toy that came out. There was the white one, there was the superior one. They all had different ranks. But then as soon as the fandom went, oh, we hate that, we don't want them, he just went cut. And what is Chris Chibnall? I want Chris Chibnall to go there and say, you know what? You may hate the 13th Doctor, but we've signed a contract where she's not going to do not just 1 or 2 or 3 series, she's going to do 5. And I want people to stick with it, because people didn't give Peter Capaldi a good run, and I loved him because he got a new regeneration cycle when Matt Smith regenerated, because why is it a young bloke regenerating? Because it's like rebooting the show, if you might think, because Peter Capaldi is like the first regeneration of a whole new regeneration cycle. And says, oh, what about Matt Smith? You know what, I'm getting tired of the sexy Doctor. Paul McGann, yeah, he's a really good Doctor, but I don't see him sexy. I wish they'd bring him back. My opinion was that we don't cast a 13th Doctor altogether. What we do is that we signed a contract deal with Paul McGann to do Doctor Who and do like a normal series, but instead of making new monsters, they bring back classic monsters. Like we have the classic Daleks, silver ones. We have the Mondasian Cybermen as well. We have the Zygons. We have all these, and we can bring his Big Finish companions to it. I mean, I know Nicole Walker says that she doesn't want to do it on screen, and she would be fantastic. Imagine her as the 13th Doctor. She would be incredible. But I should really wrap this down because I'm going to talk about some of the YouTubers. Some of them are really shocked. They're, oh, this is rubbish and all that. Like Vogt Saxon, I love his reviews. I love all of his reviews. He did a special talking about how he could fix Ghostbusters. But he's like me. There's not really much in the new series that is good. Until this series, I never had a favourite episode. That was the Empress of Mars, Oxygen, and the final 2 parts of this series. This was probably my favourite series of all of them. All with Christopher Eccleston, because America's saying, oh, you should skip Christopher Eccleston, but he brought the series back, and Stephen Moffat likes to do overarching arcs, and the Americans like saying, oh, there was no overarching arc, and that's the problem with the show, is that you're having this overarching arc, and because Stephen Moffat can't pay it off at the end, it just goes flat. It just goes flat. That's why I want Chris Chibnall to either do it like the classic era, where we have 6 or 4 episodes dedicated to one story, because then we have more payoff. But then I see the problem there as well, because then it's going to stagnate in the middle of the episode like it does in the classic. But still, it would be incredible for Paul McGann just to come back for one series, because it gives Doctor Who a rest. Well, technically, and then B, it gives Paul McGann a go. And what's wrong with Paul McGann? He's a great Doctor on the audio adventures. I want to do some of those reviews. I'm planning to do a lot more Doctor Who, because it just feels like that. I want to do some game reviews, but I can't do all of them. It was taking up so much of my time to do that. But if I can do these short little episodes, and then once I have the time and the thing, I can work up to them. But yeah, I should probably end here. I'm going to mention TARDIS Archive. I am going to miss you. You were one of the best Doctor Who YouTube channels out there, along with Who Addicts, which I watch as well. I'm so sad that James has left Who Addicts. I'm very sad by this, but it's very sad, and I think I might do a top 10 Big Finish because I'm a massive Big Finish fan. I want to get the Captain Jack Harkness box set, the Unbound Universe, which, spoiler alert, the Unbound Universe has a female Doctor. Ooh. And yeah, I really want this female Doctor to pick up. I wish Titan, I love every sort of thing with Doctor Who, comics, so that's what I'm planning to do here on this channel. Not just Doctor Who, we're also going to be doing some Ghostbusters. Oh yes, we're going to be doing some Playmobil, sort of some Lego. I'm not going to do it in a very general fashion where it's, oh, this is, I'm probably going to show you the pictures of it, and I'll discuss it like it's like I'm here, but you won't see me, or you probably will see me. You don't know. See, this is the thing. But we should probably move on to Series 10. It was amazing. I mean, I've never had a series, like I've said before, which is my favourite. This is probably my favourite because there's 4 episodes. There's like the pilot. That was a really good episode. For anybody who can't get into Doctor Who, I beg you, please, just give it a try. Please. This show is so much better than things like, if you live in Australia, there is nothing but MasterChef, Kitchen Nightmares. They got Hell's Kitchen, yeah. I don't know how they made it here. What, does Australia go all the way over to America? And we've got MasterChef. It just gets ridiculous. But this show, but it's really, I really wish you'd give it a try, because I get sick of watching these shows and just, oh, this is reality. But this is a good show to start with. And then we had Smile. It was a decent episode, and then we had Under the Water, which was a Victorian episode where they did do some really racy things in there. Well, one thing where the guy called out Bill because she was black, and that was it. But then my favourite episode, Knock Knock and Oxygen. They were 2 good, one creepy one and one really, really creepy one. You saw bodies and the artificial intelligence of the suit was controlling them, and that was really good. And then we had the Monk trilogy, which is in the right direction, I think. Doctor Who should do that, where they have 3 episodes dedicated to one story. Just like the classic, I'm going to say it all over again, but just like in the classic series. Because it's overarching, not just the characters in Doctor Who, but also the villain, the monks. I mean, even my dad knows what a monk is now, and they think, oh, maybe the monks infiltrated and got Donald Trump elected. Yeah, that's real funny. But yeah, after that we got Empress of Mars. What a good episode. In my mind, one of the best Doctor Who episodes, because it's just a standalone episode. You don't need to watch any episode to go in and watch it. Well, you probably do if you're a Doctor Who fan. You don't need to go and watch this one and this one. But this is a perfect episode. Prequel episode to The Curse of Paladon, which was a John Pertwee episode. And I just thought this was amazing because it was just a breath of fresh air. Nothing different and nothing different. But we should probably move on to the season final, which I'm going to put into 1 because it's my favourite. They had the Mondasian Cybermen, and I've already explained how creepy they are, because they are so creepy. I love the voice. My dad said, oh, but they talk like this. Yeah, they talk like that. The Daleks talked funny when they first started. But it's just incredible seeing them. I didn't like the Lumic, but I got the overreach in why they had them there, because they had them different upgrading through the century, because there was a black hole, and the black hole time was moving more slowly up top than it was there. That's why they could upgrade themselves so much faster. But yeah, this series was really good. I'm not going to give it a score because I think I should do each episode individually, but we're going to do it not in tandem, like one episode. The plan is I'm going to be doing reviews, yes, of Ghostbusters and Doctor Who, but things that you wouldn't normally see, because I've done research. But no one's doing a Ghostbusters comics. There's probably about 2 people that do them properly, or they sit down and talk to them. I'm trying to figure out a way I can do that without getting infringement. I don't want to do Marvel Comics because it's just, they got these big channels that already do that sort of thing. I will talk about the TV shows because I love the comics and I love the movies. I'm a fanboy, you could say. I'm more prone to the comics, like Doctor Who comics and Ghostbusters, because no, I can't wait for, they just announced it today as I'm recording this, the Answer the Call Ghostbusters comics. It's only going to be 5 parts, but I can't wait. I mean, they were amazing in the 101 comics, and they're going to be amazing in this either, because they've written them so much better than Paul Feig has, and I won't discuss, I could make a whole other video discussing how Paul Feig stuffed up the Ghostbusters franchise. But we should probably end this and say, look, I will be putting out as many videos as I can. I promise, as much as I can. But until then, goodbye. And I'm going to go back and watch some more Doctor Who.